This is an onomy podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the pod. Welcome back. This is Growing Up with Devon. I am that Devon. And maybe we've grown up together, you know? Maybe you saw me on Ned's. Maybe you're just finding out who I am. Either way, we're here to bring you entertaining conversations with meaning. Today, I'm talking to my man, Spencer Sutherland. He's an incredible musician. If you've never heard his voice, you're gonna after this. Him and I sit down and we talk about turning 30 and what that means. We talk about finding and honing your voice. We talk about not getting what you want when you want it. We talk about our mutual friend's Big Time Rush and Spencer's upcoming tour and his teased full-length album. Truly, this man has an unbelievable voice, and you're going to be hearing a lot more from him over the next couple years. It was a pleasure to sit down with him and enjoy our conversation. Let's do a podcast. Spencer, hi.
Hello, my friend.
It's great to see you, man.
It's really good to see you, too. You look fantastic.
Thank you. You always look fantastic. You have a style that's evolved over the years, and it's glorious. And I want to bring the podcast listeners back to the day I met you, give a little context for this.
Yeah.
Spencer Sutherland and I met on an airplane. I was flying, was it from Philly back to L.A.?
You were flying from L.A. to Philly.
To Philly for my grandmother's funeral. And
we laugh when we're uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, this is real. I was flying back from my grandmother's funeral, and I sat next to Spencer and his manager on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And Spencer was a budding young singer with, I'm pretty sure, frosted tips.
Oh, frosted tips, probably some super high tops, and like a buckle shirt or something.
Yeah, it was of the time.
It was of the time.
It was of the time. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, we met on the plane, and I talked to your manager and you like a lot of the flight, and we exchanged numbers, and I just kind of like kept up with you over the years. And then somewhere in the last couple years, maybe like 4 years or something, somebody posted a video of yours. I think you were covering Smells Like Teen Spirit, and my jaw hit the floor. And I died a little bit because who I met on that plane was not who I saw in this video. Your voice...
He's an imposter.
No. Who on the plane was a young, undercooked artist.
Yeah.
And what I saw in the video was, holy shit, this dude is for real.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
That's very sweet of you.
It's real. That's what I felt. I saw it and I said, holy shit, this guy's the real deal. Like, your voice is unbelievable. And what your control over it, your tone, and the songs you're choosing to cover, and then the songs you're writing yourself, I'm so stoked for.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool also, I wanted to add to the story of when we met, is we were sitting next to each other on the plane, and we were just kind of talking about industry stuff. And probably 2-3 hours into the flight, and then I think you fell asleep for an hour, and then you woke up as we're like descending. And I was just like, have I like seen you in anything? And you had a baseball hat on and glasses and just like super low key. You're like, I've done like some stuff. Like you might have seen this Nickelodeon show that I did. And then you said the name. I was like, yeah, it's one of my favorite. And I like, it dawned on me that it was that it was you. And I was like, there's a bad selfie in here somewhere of us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's super good.
Maybe I was very undercooked.
So was I, man. Maybe I'll put it as the thumbnail or something. But so you recently got off tour with Big Time Rush.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me things, man. I've been waiting to catch up with you about this because I'm friends with.
I was gonna say you know them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Scott Fellows, who created Ned's, created Big Time Rush. Kendall and I have been friends since pre-Big Time Rush. We were teenage homies. Yeah, we were like just homies in LA, like teenagers before he got on that. Carlos I've known for years. Logan I've known for years. Like, so I know and love those guys. Man. They're on their comeback revival tour, which looks beautiful.
I mean, like unbelievable. Like it's crazy when it's been 10 years since I've done shows.
Wow.
So like had this tour, and they're like, man, I hope anybody comes, because you don't know. You really
don't.
don't know. You know, nostalgia's strong.
But how strong?
But like, there's a difference between like nostalgia and like ticket selling nostalgia. And they put like their tour on sale, and they sold out Madison Square Garden.
Oh my!
And it was insane. And then I've been friends with the guys for a couple years, mostly Logan.
Cool.
And we were at the gym. I was with Logan at the gym. I was like, hey man, no pressure. I know you got a lot of people coming at you. Would love to go on tour with you guys. Would love to. And he said, that would actually be a really good idea. And like all artists say that, right? Like artists are just like, oh, I'll talk to my agent. And then like 2 days later, we had like a call scheduled with their manager. And then it just happened. And
I love this. You instigated it. Like it didn't even come to you. You were just willing to put it out there and ask, which is something you have to do as an artist.
You have to do. And it's, but I make sure to not do it. And people do it to me too in a really respectful way. It's like, hey, I get it. If you're looking for something, or if, you know, you promised it to someone, just, I'm interested.
Right. You build in like, I'm not.
Yeah. If you don't.
I'm not using our friendship. Like, hey,
if you
it's
don't,
all good.
I'll wear your skin and I'll take over your life.
Oh my God. Spencer.
Sorry, I just watched Dahmer on Netflix.
And you found him to be a compelling protagonist, did you?
I guess so. I guess so. So after I told him I would wear skin and stuff, do we have to cut that out?
No, we're gonna leave all this in.
Hell yeah.
We don't have to cut anything out.
Really?
Yeah. We don't have any sponsors yet. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good to go. We have nothing to lose.
I have literally nothing to lose.
So we go on this tour. First show. Insanity. The crowd is like, I've never like witnessed that before. A boy band crowd is insane. So I do this show, and I like walk off stage, and I cried a little bit. I was like, holy shit. Oh my God. And then I'm like, okay, after Big Time Rush is off, we have to go do a meet and greet. I have to like meet some people.
Smart.
Ish. So after the show, last song, boyfriend, done. I'm like, let's go. Me and my photographer, my tour manager. Was not enough people for that. So we go to like, there's like a field area, and we get there, and it just takes one person. And it was like a zombie. It was like a horde of, and I lost my ring. I lost my suspenders. I lost.
They
Well, they just were like,
you?
they didn't, I don't think they meant to, but you know.
They were ripping your articles of clothing off your body.
Give them back to me.
So you got to experience a little of like the boy band Beatlemania. You got to get a little taste of.
It was why, and then we went back to the green room, and everybody was like, it was just like silent for a minute because we had to run back, and we were just like, oh, I don't think touring is ever going to be the same again.
Wow.
Like, that was, and then it happened 18 more times. We did those shows, and
wow,
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also would like to add the best dudes in the world.
Yes.
Big Time Rush are the most awesome dudes in the world.
Yeah, they're super quality, good humans.
And they have been away from it for enough years to where like they're appreciating everything that's happening. Like, oh my God, man, this is awesome. So it's really nice to see.
I can imagine we're all pursuing it, but I could imagine if you take enough time off it, some of the things that you'd normally be jaded about would leave because you're not.
Yeah.
You have the perspective of realizing what a blessing some of this is, and selling out like state arenas like that. That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's the same thing as like when I didn't play a show for 3 years because of COVID, and then I went back to the first show. You know, in 2019, I would have been like this small, smelly green room, and now I'm like this small, smelly green room.
Yes, that's
it.
Important. Is to stay like with that perspective on it. Yeah. I don't know. All of this is just making me feel like maybe I should have begged Scott Fellows to be in Big Time Rush. Maybe I messed up somewhere along the line.
You look like you could.
I could have been a boy band.
Yeah, I could have been a boy band.
I could have been
the boy band.
I could have been I could have been in it, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I misstepped somewhere.
Yeah, because you have a great
back down
voice.
the line. Yeah, I could do it.
You could 100% do it.
I could have sang and danced. I could have done the song. I could have been a song and dance man.
You could have been a dance man, but also you could have been a guitar man.
But I don't think they do. Do they do that? Does Kendall get to play guitar in Big Time Rush?
Yes.
Occasionally he whips out the geek because he can play.
Yeah, he whips out the guitar. Carlos whips out the ukulele. Lives in Hawaii. Makes sense.
Oh, he has to. It's his ode to Hawaii.
Yeah.
You have your own tour
Yes.
coming up. By the time this airs, I still think it'll be before your tour. I've been seeing you're selling out shows. How does that feel?
Didn't expect that.
Really
didn't expect that. Yeah, it's the thing. It's the thing that I've been. It's like the first time that I've like done more than like my goals and dreams. I wanted to be able. My like goal, I remember 3 years ago, was like I want to be able to do a full tour of the country, and at least 100 people come to each show. And during the first hour, my dreams were complete. And it was I mean, like, maybe I just underestimate everything because I'm just like shocked by everything that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be the tour of my dreams. I mean, 7 shows sold out, and
already, and it's
more
months away.
Yeah, we have months. I don't want to say how many.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't know when this will air.
I mean, we have a day.
But March, the tour starts.
We have days left, so you can go back, and I'll do ADR for you.
Wow, dude, that's really beautiful. So you set a goal.
Yep.
This artistic dream, you're now hitting that goal, which means your goal gets to expand, which means your dream gets to get bigger. Once you hit that rung on the ladder, you get to dream bigger and things expand.
Yeah.
What's that like? Because I don't feel like I've hit any of my artistic goals.
Don't say that. I think you've hit every one of your goals.
I'm only halfway kidding.
Yeah, we all are, aren't we? A little bit.
What's it like to reach your artistic goals and visions?
Oh man. The thing about like, you're right. The thing about setting that like kind of a goal is that it just opens it up for like the saying of you're always going to want more is very true. So I try to like have these two things where I'm like, I'm never going to stop, but then also like, oh, this is pretty cool at the same time.
I think that's a good balance you have to strike. You got to be grateful for what's happening for sure, and appreciate this tour, your first, I mean, selling out, first time hitting it.
Oh, I've never done a headline tour that is this long. I've done like a very short one, but this is like 26 cities, like 2 months. I'm gonna be in a bus.
I love this. I live for that life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna visit you.
Dude, you have
I'm gonna come live on the bus.
This 4 California shows, so you could just whip it down the coast with me.
Let's go. I'm gonna come be your roadie or your groupie, depending on what you're into. You know
well,
what I mean?
depending on how much tequila I have, I think.
Okay, me too, baby.
Have you ever had tequila comos?
What? Have I been in a tequila coma?
Have you ever had tequila comos? It's a tequila brand.
No. Are you sponsored?
Tequila Comos, the official tequila of my tour. It actually is.
Okay,
but
go on.
We have.
But it's nice.
It's so nice. It's like a higher shelf tequila.
Oh, I want.
And we had a bottle for every show.
Oh, that's.
So we had like
some might say too much.
Yeah. Luckily, there's like 6 of us.
Okay,
so like,
okay.
It's fine.
I thought it was just you, and I got scared.
Get worried.
Yeah. For your health.
Yeah, and my mental state.
Yeah.
It was funny though. Like the first show, you walked in a bus, and every cabinet was just bottles of tequila everywhere because we hadn't like broken into them yet.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're living the musician dream, Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. What's crazy is like that wasn't me joking. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're
like,
you're on the path. And granted, you should be. Like I said, I saw this video 4 or 5 years ago, and it's like, oh yeah, like you're the real deal, man. You've clearly done the work. From what I've seen from you is you've done the work to also develop your own authentic style and your artistry, not doing it for other people. Like it's coming through you and of you.
100%. I also really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man, I see it. I see the work you've done. So this would be the logical outcome is that now the dreams start to happen and take off, you know?
Well, and it definitely like that is true. It's that, and then there's all these other like parts like that have to be happening at the same time. Like you have to have a certain like you have to have a certain caliber of music. The song's got to be good.
Facts.
You got to want to tour. It's a huge part.
Yeah.
You have to do the correct social media stuff, like all this kind of stuff. And when we met and I was Frosted Tip Spencer, like that wasn't me though. Like
I know.
it was like, okay, so I see Justin Bieber doing this thing
Yep.
and this guy doing this thing, so I'm gonna be like them.
Mm.
And then a couple years ago, whenever it was, I had the epiphany where I was like, I was making music, like really pop music, and then I would like look at my Spotify and it was like Elton John, Elvis, Prince, Queen. And I was like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I doing here? I want to do that. So over the last 2 years, I've just I made an album, and it's just like, guess it's pop, but it's not at the same time. It's like rock, and there's like some opera bits, and there's like just weird.
That's you.
Yeah.
It's you, man. It's
But
authentic.
it's weird because somebody could be like, hey, this isn't you. Who are you? And if you're not like in that place of life, you're just like, I don't know. Like you don't know.
Yeah.
You're the only person that can tell yourself who you are and figure it out. Someone could come to you, like my manager could come to me and be like, you need to wear this and this and this. Doesn't resonate unless I'm open to it or like I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
coming from the child actor world, like that was life. Was just like, hey, wear this and go to this and smile
I definitely-
and be this guy.
I had a couple striped polos that I definitely got inspo from you from.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Ned's plaid
Yeah.
polos.
Oh yeah. I went to Old Navy and
yeah,
racked
dude.
up.
Oh yeah.
Where did they get the
Lanyards.
clothes for that show?
Probably Old Navy.
Yeah.
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 Probably Old Navy's like dumpster out back or something. No.
You
no.
but you
No, they layered us up nice.
didn't you have like the long sleeve under the polo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's where like or the
Layers, baby.
or the button up shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over a shirt,
Yeah, dude.
sometimes 2 collars, like just insanity.
When did the show start? What year?
2004.
Yeah, that is
Prime. Early 2000s. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you skate during that time?
I was a poser skater.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wore skate brands, but I didn't skate because I would get injured and then I couldn't act.
Did that happen to you one time? Did you break an arm and you weren't able to do a part in a show? Or?
No, I just always stayed away from it. My mom was like,
I have a
"You-"
friend that happened to.
She was like, "You're gonna skateboard? No, you're not. You have a season to shoot." Like,
We have to go do laundry at Oakwood. Get
yeah,
over here.
just like, no, you're gonna fall and break your face, and then what are you doing? Do you want to act? And I'm like, I want to act. She's like, yeah. So I was a poser skateboarder. I wore skate clothes, you know.
Honestly, it's probably safer to be a poser.
It's definitely safer, but
Yeah.
way less cool, and you don't get any girls because
Yeah.
you're not a bad boy. You're a nice kid.
Yeah. And your skateboard's just pristine.
Yeah, never been touched. On the wall. Let me go back to the beginning with you, Spencer. What is your origin story?
I'm an industry plant, and thank you. Thanks. So I'm from Columbus, Ohio,
Mhm.
Pickerington, Ohio to be exact, and always sang. Always wanted to be a singer. You know those little books you make in second grade where like you're like, my name is Spencer and I
And
want
I
to
want to be this. Yeah.
And mine was a singer.
And
I
just found mine from
Is yours-
kindergarten, and it was I want to be a rock star.
Dude, let's go.
I have yet to accomplish this, but I also have yet to make rock music. So
Just saying.
I'm gonna call you.
Put it through a distortion.
I'm gonna call you. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
You could be a rock star. You just a little bit longer,
Yep.
and then like a little bit like shaved down here, and
yeah,
then
maybe get a nice goatee, get a nice '90s rock star going.
you just gotta be covered in tattoos.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
They got the temporary ones now.
That's all you need.
That's all I need, baby.
Everything's fake.
So Ohio, you're always
yeah.
singing.
Yeah, in second grade, I made that book, and I modeled my clothes in the photo that I drew after like Brian from the Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
You know, just like white
Yes.
everything, and yeah, and then I just like I started doing Elvis impersonations in like 4th, 5th grade, and also I was a really husky kid, so like I did 1977 Elvis for sure.
You were a husky boy.
Oh yeah, I was I ended up losing 100 pounds, so I was like
Wow.
really big. Yeah.
My friend who was really big as a child and hasn't been really big in a long time still carries a ton of emotional baggage with that. Do you?
Oh yeah.
Are you still
100%.
Are you still a husky boy in your head?
I mean, when I give myself the chance, I can eat like you've never seen in your life. that, but also
then you
like
hate yourself.
oh my God, yeah. So I still have like so much body dysmorphia from it. Yeah, doing unnecessary sprints at the gym and stuff it's a mix of that
to escape
and
your
then,
past.
yeah, come running from it. No, get away from me, 2008. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But so yeah, I did Elvis impersonations, and then
Love that.
Then I got to high school, and then I was doing musicals and the play and show choir and all this stuff, and I was like, man, this is awesome. Then it was senior year, and it was time, and I was playing at all these restaurants around Pickerington like 5 nights a week, and it was time to like really like start, like it was like fall of senior year, like what are you gonna do? And I put it off until the spring, and then I like was gonna go away to a university, and then last minute I was just like, hey, mom and dad, can I be a singer in Central Ohio?
Yeah.
And they're like, look, you can do whatever you want. Just go to community college. Like, go do something. So I was like, okay, that's fair. So I lived at home, did some classes, and then that lasted half a year. And then started doing small shows around Ohio for like literally 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, whoever was there. Like, I was putting on, no, this wasn't me like playing at like a bar. Like, I was on like a stage,
With
like
4
doing a
people.
pop show with tracks for like 3-4 people. One of those girls actually still comes to my shows.
Wow.
Which is super cool. This is like 2013.
Wow.
And then yeah, I started, and that's I think where I met you. Like right after that, I didn't live in LA when I met you. I was still back and forth. And I mean, I really do feel like grassroots is my favorite like phrase, because it's how my favorite artists got started. Because
Sure.
there was no such thing as the social media and stuff.
Sure.
So a lot of shit, like literally, like the shows just went like, yeah. Then I just started regularly putting out music. But back to what we were saying, it wasn't until I like really like grasped who I was that shit just started connecting. Because I think people have always been like, okay, like cool, but who is this guy? Like, what does he do? And yeah, when I figured it out, it was just like, just made sense to people. I think it made sense to the right type of people. I think they're like, oh, this is the thing I like. If I played my fair share of shows at like colleges where the dudes are just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, he's wearing girl clothes.
Why are his jeans flared at the bottom?
He's wearing bell bottoms.
Idiot.
Play Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, I think it's more like play 21 Savage.
Yeah. Sorry, I dated myself just then.
Yeah, that was like, well, that's like beyond dating yourself.
Yeah,
that's like before you were alive.
Yeah, I just made myself older than
You
I
made
am.
yourself 49.
Oops. I love that, man. There's so much like goodness in there and in your story and in where you're at. Especially when I mean, this goes for anything in life, but especially on this artistic path, man. There's so much pressure and reason to kind of look to the external to base who you're going to be to get the success you want. Like that makes sense mentally. It makes sense logic. You go, oh, Justin Bieber's doing that. Oh, Justin Timberlake has frosted tips. I'm going to get frosted tips. Like for real, we all go through this as artists, like looking outside and trying to find ourselves so that we can be who we want to be and be successful.
Yeah.
But life is going to show us one way or another. Like you cannot sustain, even if you find success that way, you can't sustain it because it's not authentic to you. So the only way to really find that success is to hone who you are. What is my voice? What do I want to say? What do I want to feel like? What do I want to look like? And yeah, it makes sense to me that it's clicking for you, man.
Yeah. And during this time, like there are so many, I mean, everybody that is an artist has been through this. Like there's so many reasons to quit. There's 99 out of 100 reasons to quit.
I mean, you doing these shows for 3-4 people, that
I was
hurts.
a psychopath.
Yeah. You had to be.
You have to be.
You
crazy.
had to be psycho.
Like to be like hands up, and there's 2 girls that are like,
That is
you gotta be kind of
tragic,
crazy.
Spencer. That is a tragic
I know.
visual. I've played a couple shows, and when people don't turn out, the shows that are like an almost empty room, I hate it.
Well, yeah, it's the worst feeling ever.
I'm like, I can't perform well because I just don't feel fucking inspired by the fact that like my mom's here and like 6 people. What am I doing this for? This is not why I'm playing music.
Yeah, it's the necessary evil at the beginning.
It's true.
But like, there's this video that's floating around somewhere. Like, you could for sure YouTube it. But it's me playing like I think it was 2013 Christmas concert at this place in Cincinnati, and it's one of those shows. There's 3 people there, and I am on stage. Full tracks blaring. I'm doing a cover of "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey.
The Mariah Carey version?
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, you know how the beginning of the song starts? It's like a slow, I don't want to love. And I have no click because I didn't even know what in-ears were at that time. So I'm so off, just trying to catch up with every like thing. It's some YouTube track that I ripped off.
Amazing.
You know? And is you, and then the song starts. But before that, is you, make some noise. It's like, woo! And it's like out of a like Will Ferrell movie. It's so good.
But you stuck with it.
Yeah.
That is, you do have to be a little bit of a psychopath when you're an artist in terms of holding your vision and shutting out when it doesn't look like it's showing up. Yeah. Like, you just have to hold on, keep doing the work, keep getting after it. Cause it hurts. It hurt. For me, every day my dreams aren't in front of me or occurring, I hurt a little bit. I'm dying a little inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just slowly chips away at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and like I said, there's every reason to quit. And then when you don't and something good actually happens, not someone promising you something good's going to happen, but when it actually happens, it's like a magical moment.
So the Big Time Rush tour must have been
magical. I wanted a tour like that. And I knew this would happen. All right. Like, I knew that like if I got in front of the right crowd, I could do my own tour. And I've known that for a few years, but I just haven't gotten the chance. And finally it all worked out because these guys vouched for me, and it's working out.
That's also how like the industries work. It is who you know, but not in the vampire way, not in the way that you need to like latch on to people and be a freak.
Vampire way.
No, it's like it's your friends. It's people like that is how opportunities come. It's people you actually know who are like, "Oh yeah, I love him. I'll work with him." Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think I want to work with friends a lot too, and I think that like that doesn't happen a lot.
No.
People don't give their friends a chance enough. And like that proved to me, I was like, I have to do that to a friend. Like when I get to that level, or even now, like someone who I really believe in.
Yes.
Because it
give them that leg up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To think that I'm even close to a position where I could help someone get a leg up is insane.
Yeah.
And really cool. Really cool. Yeah. That's like why, because I got so many leg downs, you know, like for so many years. Not victim, like saying I'm a victim, but
no, that's the path.
Yeah, I'm glad I did. I'm so glad I did. Because if I would have got like that chance when we met, I would have blown the whole thing.
I think about this often, and I don't know where I stand. There is so much I was so close to after Ned's, and so much that I wanted and still want. And I was ready for it. I was doing the work. I believed like I was in it. I was ready, and I've been working at it for so fucking long.
Yeah, you're a true artist like that.
I'm in it, man. And the still I'm not anywhere close to what I want to be doing. But I do, and that hurts me. It makes me suffer. But I do wonder that same thing. I'm like, if I got it before all this life experience in my 20s,
dude, would you be here? You know what I mean?
Probably not. I probably
Do you know
I'd like to think I'd still be a decent human, but maybe not. I wouldn't have had as much perspective, and it would have changed me probably, and I probably would not have been able to hold it as sustainably and like live a good life.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting what you want, it's everything, but not getting what you want is sometimes exactly how life needs to be.
It's the toughest thing to like realize too.
I know. I'm
Because-
still hurting about it, even
Yeah.
though I think it's true.
Yeah.
I still want what I want 10 years ago.
Yeah. For sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I look back at some of those first tours that I was like, "Hey, you're on this," and then, "Hey, sorry, you're not on it anymore." And I'm
Yes.
still bitter about them, but also what you just said, it's what needed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my music journey has stayed, I don't know, in a strange place. Like, it never expanded. Like you said, yours kept going up, like, I mean, with fluctuation, but over time.
Very slow, yeah.
Yeah, but over time, you saw the right trajectory, which is things expanding a little bit, more
Yeah.
fans, right? Especially as far as my live shows, like it was always just small venues in LA where basically I'm packing it with like friends and family, which after a certain point got really tiring because I'm playing for the people who already know all of my music. It's not expanding, it's not getting me anywhere. And then the biggest thing I got to do musically was I got the chance to open for Seal for 2 shows.
Jesus.
Yeah, and now that was one of those.
When was that?
This was summer of 2019.
Not that long ago.
No, and
That's so killer.
it was amazing. That I imagine, I feel like I got to feel some of what you would have felt on the bigger tour. Was I went from playing like 50 to 100 person venues to 2,500 seat theaters with people there to see Seal, who's like a legendary singer and performer, and it was just me and the guitar, and I really got to see like, oh, this is what it's like when it expands, and that feeling, stepping on stage to thousands of people. It's exhilarating. It's a little terrifying, but ultimately I loved it. Like,
How
what
are
an
the
experience. Everyone was beautiful. You know, I had to show up and like own my music, own me and just a guitar. I couldn't put any band together. Like, we didn't have a budget, right? Like, it was just me and my guitar. So I really, leading up to the shows, my prep work was, sure, it was technical, voice lessons and practicing my songs and knowing the dynamics of what I wanted to play. But the biggest work was, I need to own who I am and what my music is on this stage.
The confidence, yeah.
More than anything, I need to walk out there and know I am, like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm here to express something, and I'm okay with what I'm here to express. So that was kind of the work that I had to do, was like gaining my confidence. And then, oh wow, this is perfect. Kind of a sad story. Met you on the way to one grandmother's funeral. The night of my first Seal show, I played the show, and after the show was done, I got a call from my sister that my other grandmother had died.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Not a good yeah, that must be a wild emotional roller coaster, because you're probably just so high after that show, just like,
You know the feeling.
oh yeah, dude. I always say that I've never done cocaine, and I was like, I'll never have to do cocaine if I get to do that. If that's the feeling, what could feel better than that? I'm punching walls, dude. You would think that I'm on cocaine.
The high of having done your performance for that many people and that energy and feeling that night. Yeah, it gets me a little high talking about, like, yeah, it's an incredible rush, an incredible high. And yeah, then to get that news, that was a real,
like, what
real
do you
mind
do?
fuck.
You just
exactly. Yeah, just sit and be like, wow, I'm on like the peak of my music career at the moment. I was literally on a mountaintop. The venue was called the Mountain Winery, and it was up.
Oh, I know that place.
Beautiful.
That's massive.
Beautiful venue. Beautiful. Up on a mountain. I was after the show with my buddy Theo, standing on top of the mountain, celebrating when I got that call. So literally I'm on a mountaintop and then have to drive down it and go like, wow, life is complicated.
And then you had another show after that.
Then I had yes.
Where at?
The Palms in Vegas, the Palm Theater.
What a killer couple of shows.
It was the biggest thing I've done musically, and then after that I got super depressed, obviously, because my grandmother died, and then COVID hit, so then I really kind of fell off musically. but it was the 2 biggest shows I've ever played, and like a rush, and it made me better as an artist because I had to show up to it, and really stand in my shit, you know.
Yeah, and that should be that'd be inspiring to me, like, to be like, oh, I could do this.
Yes.
Like, let's go on Seal's next tour.
Yeah.
Or whoever is next to her.
Yeah, I mean, it was confidence boosting in that way of going,
Has to
I can
be.
do this.
It has to be.
Yeah, I can do this.
The crowd likes you. You could do it just acoustic.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you did 2 shows?
Yeah.
Imagine if you did 25 shows.
What that would feel like.
And then you probably go back on your own tour right after. And all this, if 1% of 3,000 people come back, what is that? I'm not good at math.
1%? 30?
Is it?
Yeah. 3,000? 1%? Yeah, would be 30, but you want
If 30 people came
0.1% be 300. 10%. 300 would be fire. Even 30 would be.
Like if you're playing in like Bozeman, Montana and 30 people come,
Yeah, you're doing well.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but interesting you talked about, like, you looked at your Spotify and you said, I'm making music that is not even the music that I love and listen to. Since that Seal show, I've gone through that process of going, like, I write the music that comes out of me and what I play on guitar. This isn't actually the music that I listen to and vibe with. The music that I make is not what I listen to. So whatever's next for me, I hope it's more, I'm aiming more in the direction of, like, how do I make it sound like the stuff that I actually listen to?
Yeah, and those also aren't mutually exclusive. Like you don't have to really like super vibe with the music you make in a way.
Yeah,
you gotta like
it's
it.
not, you gotta like it to some capacity, but I get it. It's not for you. Your audience doesn't have to be who you would be in the audience for, right?
Yeah.
Like,
with that being said though, I just will drink tequila and dance around my house to my songs. Like
that's what's up. You
Yeah.
want to feel that way about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You want to be like, yes, this is my shit. This is what I'm putting out into the world. So
sure.
I don't know. I'm still figuring out that process.
Yeah. But I loved figuring that out. I loved figuring it out. And then like, I remember I wrote this song with this producer, her name's Storyboards. She wrote all the songs with me on the album. And I was like during the pandemic, I just got really into Elton John, like super deep. And just the way he plays. And she came over and I was like, I just want to write like an Elton John song. And she played this one chord, like, you know how he plays those diminished, like crazy chords. And I was like, it was like adrenaline spiked in me. And I was like, yes. And that song will be on the album.
I can't wait.
Yeah. And it's just like, it was cool to find out that what I was going to do. I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And what's cool is it's still going to come out you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Just because you're jumping off an influence, you're not going to mimic it. It's going to come out yours. That's what's happened anytime I've like aimed at something. It still sounds like my other stuff to some degree, but now we're like moving in a direction that feels really nice.
For sure. And my 2 favorite artists of all time are just products of their favorite music.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like Bruno Mars.
Absolutely.
Someone said like, oh, people are saying like you sound like James Brown too much, or like you sound like Stevie Wonder. Like what do you say about it? He's like, I hope I do. I'm trying to. He's like, I'm trying to. Like, why wouldn't
that would
I?
be great.
He's like, the way that music made me feel is like, why wouldn't I do that?
I love that.
Yeah.
Who are your other music heroes? Bruno Mars is one of them?
Yeah, Elvis is one. I have many Elvis tattoos.
Did you like the movie?
Loved. Yeah. I think my only hang up with it was that it wasn't long enough. I know it was very long.
Wow, I love that.
Because
honestly,
I want a
the
12-hour.
performances were so incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I could have watched more of it.
Speaking of Elvis, I recently went and I sang at the Graceland tree lighting ceremony.
Oh my goodness.
And I haven't been yet. So I spent 4 nights in a row at the mansion, one by myself, and my life was forever changed.
Wow.
Forever changed, yeah. It was an incredible, unbelievable experience.
I mean, if this is your top artist.
Yeah. Oh, and I cry like once a year. I know it's not very healthy, but
That is
I
not
cried
healthy.
every
You're
night
bottled
there.
up, man.
Oh, I know. I said Midwest to me. I'm like,
Let's talk about your husky Paskmore. Let's get you to cry.
please don't.
Do you need me to call you fat boy?
Yes.
Let's work through it. Okay, fat boy, tell me about your
All right,
Elvis trip.
It was amazing.
But you're saying you cried tears of joy because you got to experience something so meaningful to you.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I have an experience that I'll never tell anybody about that I'll keep with me forever, and it was the most inspiring thing I've ever witnessed in my life. But just the whole thing, like, there were some Elvis tribute artists there that I've like become friends with, and I'm like super dialed in. Dude, these guys,
Yes.
like, you have this thing in people have this thing in their head about an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah.
You don't even know. These guys are flown all over the world. They make so much money. Like, they are like,
Wow.
it's like the top tier of them, of course, not
That's
the person
wild.
that you see, you know, in Cleveland at the casino or whatever. Like, this is like, it's
Professionals.
crazy. It is like the most wild thing you've ever. I'll show you after. Like, it's like shocking.
I love this. I love this for you.
Yeah. So I'm really, my life's weird. I'm really dialed into the Elvis tribute artist circuit, and I'm gonna, and I'd like to announce here for the first time that I'm gonna be a judge at Elvis Week at Graceland for the Elvis tribute artist contest.
I love this. This is so fun.
And it brings me joy.
Good.
I love it.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And it's Elvis. Amazing.
Yeah. So those are my two favorites. I love the Temptations.
Sure.
Yeah, there's so many. Al Green,
Yeah.
you know, all the Motown soul stuff is just
Did you watch Summer Soul? Did you
no.
see that yet?
No.
Questlove's documentary?
No, but
Incredible.
it's crazy. I have this weird thing about documentaries where I don't want to watch them, but once I watch them, I love them.
Yeah, watch this one. I mean,
Okay.
it's about it's amazing. It's about a music festival that was thrown in Harlem in the 60s, and we all know the Monterey Pop Festival, we all know Woodstock, we all know
Yeah.
these festivals because they were archived, they were filmed, and that's how we know about them, was they were filmed and movies came out about them. And so they've lasted through time. They're these iconic, unbelievable events that you can see, like, whoa, this was a cultural moment. And the footage from Summer of Soul had been sitting in a basement, like, it was mostly
Crazy.
black artists in Harlem in the 60s. And the footage and the feeling and the moment that it was concerts all throughout the summer.
What year is
and
this?
the performances, I think it's 69, something like, it's in the 60s.
I mean, that's like right after like MLK was assassinated.
It's deep in it, and it's felt throughout the documentary and the time. But you gotta watch it because these are the artists that you love and know.
yeah, I'm
It's
sure
gonna move
all
ya.
of them.
I
are
was
just-
crying through most of it, but he won the Oscar. You know, people forget about it because Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, but he won the Oscar right after.
What?
Yeah, you missed this?
What are you talking about?
Can't wait for the sequel this year.
I don't think you're gonna get a sequel because I don't think he's going back.
Yeah, no.
4 or 5 years, right?
No. One day, if I get an Oscar, I'm going to walk on stage and I'm going to slap whoever the fuck is giving it to me.
It's gonna be you're one and done. You're out.
I'm going to slap whoever it is
Yeah,
just to bring it back, you know?
100%. Speaking of nostalgia,
That's right.
You know.
By the time I win it, it'll be nostalgic. God bless. Come on, God.
come on,
Bring me
God.
that Oscar.
Come on, God.
Tell me things, Spencer. One thing I like to ask people on the show is we all go through experiences in our life. In some cultures, it's a setup experience, okay? We call them rites of passage. It's moments that are a threshold between when you're an adolescent and when you're an adult, when you're mature, right? Some cultures do literal rituals to like symbolize this and move you through that. We don't really have that much these days, so it looks different for everyone. What experiences, what have been your rites of passage? What has gotten you through going from Frosted Tips, Husky Boy, to being not just your artistry, but being a man, like being an adult?
One of the big things is like, we talked about some of them, playing those shows, whether I knew it or not at the time, like giant. Sleeping on a couch for like 4 years out here on a futon. But I think the things that have changed me the most as a songwriter and an artist and really like set up what I wanted to say were actually like heartbreaking things. Like really sad things that happened in my life have always been like a fantastic catalyst for me really figuring out like how to write a song the way I want to write it and what do I want to say. Which is such an artist answer.
Yeah.
Just like that, and now I like kind of get why artists are self-sabotaging because they're like, I need something to write about.
Man, yeah, growing up, I always saw that trope, and I was like, you don't have to, like, suffer in life to be a deep artist. You just do the work, and you do the work.
There's some truth to it.
There is some truth to it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because then as I've gotten older and suffered more,
You're
it
like,
really does deepen.
I'm better at stuff now.
I mean, it deepens your whole experience of life. So of course that deepens your art.
Yeah.
It deepens what matters. I mean, sometimes incredibly things that cause you grief, incredibly difficult situations and experiences, sometimes they actually make life simpler. They actually shut out all the noise, all the shit that doesn't matter goes away because you have to deal with this like raw pain. And all of a sudden there can be clarity in that. There can be truth in that. And for an artist, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Because we have so many ideas all the time and so many influences and so many things we love and so many things we'd like to write about or say. It's nice to have a clarity of, no, this is really hard and this is what I want to talk about and this is what I want to say about the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's probably clarity every single time, whether it's like good or bad, whether it's what you want to hear or not. And that's just always been like really, I don't have to be self-sabotaging because I'm like, I can, one bad thing can happen and then I can just dial in for the next couple of years. So hopefully nothing bad happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tap in pretty easy to like a heartbreak or something, bad news or whatever it is really, really easily.
You're not going through heartbreak right now, right? You have a long-term girlfriend. Life's good.
Love her.
Okay, good.
Everything
Good,
is
good, good. I was
fantastic.
making sure. I met her. She was lovely.
We
You
have
guys have a lovely
and you
life
played
and
with
a
our cat?
Yep.
No,
Okay.
I'm tapping in from
I got scared for a second.
from a long while
From
ago.
an old wound.
Yeah, old wound that's been stitched and reopened to get inspiration, then stitched back
Oh,
up.
it's such a thing. It's such a thing we
Yeah.
do as artists. It's like if I heal it too much, no, I need something to write about. Let me cut that
Squeeze
scar
some lemon
open.
juice on it or something. Whatever.
Yeah,
makes it hurt.
let me throw myself down the stairs a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, but it's weird. That's cool though, because I think that's cooler than being super self-sabotaging to where you're like, I need to write a good song. I'm gonna go cheat on my girlfriend.
Oh,
or like
no,
that kind of a thing.
Don't be a shitty human to be a good artist. Don't be a
there
shit
is a
human.
line. Yeah. I need to go, and this doesn't necessarily make someone a shitty human, but like I need to go do a really hard drug to feel
Sure.
whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
You don't gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, life will bring you enough pain without it.
Yeah.
You don't have to seek it out. Life will bring it to you.
I want to get that on like a mug or something.
Yeah. You don't have to go find it.
It'll
Life will find
ya.
you, baby.
Maybe not right now, but
Yeah, that's what I found. I lived a weirdly blessed childhood, and then in my 20s, life started to just smack me around a little bit for fun and taught me things.
But coming out of that is good.
Yeah, I've like just been coming out of it, and it feels real good.
Yeah, dude. That's just gonna make the journey so much more worth it. In the next phase of your life, like after the next decade or whatever, you're just gonna be like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like what a weird 20s or whatever. Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, it's on me. I have needs in terms of what happens in my life. I can't have no expectation. I have things that I need to realize as an artist and as a man and as a person in this world. And if I don't get them in the next 10 years, my 40th birthday is going to be devastating. It's going to be
Devi.
It's going to be Devi, baby. It's going to be tragic, baby. For real, though. I got needs. I'm saying it now.
I'm being serious.
And if I don't get them, I'm going to burn my apartment down. And everyone in it.
With me in it.
And I'm going to wear your skin, Spencer. Okay, sorry, guys. This went places. Seriously, I'm sick.
Have you ever heard of Tequila Comos, the official tequila?
Wow, weird time to plug a sponsor, but I like it.
I was not plugging a sponsor.
Ours. I'm gonna have to try this though, for real. I love tequila.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so smooth.
I'm wearing
no
a
burn.
jacket that says Mexico right now. So,
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah.
Did you get that in Mexico?
I got it in Mexico.
Were you shooting there?
I have shot there, but I got this in a mezcaleria. I was there.
Did you like try a bunch of mezcals?
I sure did. I was there in San Luis Potosí, giving a talk to a college, and hanging out and drinking. And a friend of mine who I had met there, Eric, I believe his name is. He was wearing this jacket, and I said, "I really like your jacket," and he said, "Have it."
That's so
and I
cool.
said, Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Another tequila for Eric. This is a nice jacket. I like it. It says Mexico, and it looks nice.
Yeah, I first thing I noticed when I walked in here today was that I want that jacket. So I think that's what you have to do. Is just we got to keep giving it.
I guess I gotta pass it on. No, I liked that he did it to me, but I've had many people tell me they like the jacket, and I've thought,
You'd be like,
I
"Thank
could give
you."
it to him. Actually, no, it stops here. I love this jacket, and it's mine.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. Ooh, speaking of that kind of a thing, when I was in Graceland at Elvis's house,
Yeah. What'd you steal?
I didn't steal anything.
Okay.
I left something. I have another story for you off this. That's
Okay.
so cool. I just remembered.
Why off this? Is
So-
it private?
So everything is archived, right?
Okay.
They have this like oil-free paper they like wrap it up in, like all these. So when they bring out the Christmas stuff, they bring out the ornaments, and they like they can't touch them with your fingers, finger oil.
man.
They have gloves. We actually put some ornaments on the tree,
Because
which
it's
is
like Elvis's
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, from like whatever the
50s. Wow.
All the original stuff, all the original everything.
Okay.
And as I was leaving the last night, I just felt inclined, and I took off a ring, and I went like that, put it on the table, and I walked away. And the archives team came, and they brought the oil-free paper, and they wrapped it up. They put it in this box and closed it, and they're like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "After this, you can't, like, it's not yours
It's gone.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally property of Graceland." I was like, "Yes, I want to keep it." They closed it, and they wrote Spencer Sutherland. It said that mom on it, mom ring.
Wow.
11, 21, 23,
I
22.
love this.
Yeah, super cool. So I left him a token of my appreciation.
I love that.
Yeah.
How cool. And now it lives at Graceland.
Yeah. So then, yeah, it'll live there forever, actually. That won't keep going on, but it's a gift that I gave back.
I love this.
Yeah.
Time is weird.
Time is super weird. It's also super weird in that house because it's stuck in 1977, the year he died.
Yeah.
And like, it's so groovy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just like,
Yeah.
everything's carpeted and like shagged.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
there's these giant ashtrays.
I grew up knowing Austin Butler. I don't know if you know that.
Right, because
Like,
he was on
he was on Ned's.
Ned's and a bunch of other shows, but like,
yeah, tons of stuff after, but I knew him from Ned's, and
I remember
and-
him from Ned's.
Yeah, and watching him on the screen being so incredible and going like, this is this man's movie, like this is this man's performance, like, whoa, and just looking at like the way art moves through time, like Elvis lived for our generation. I mean, it's weird in some ways that Elvis is your favorite artist for art. Like we're
Oh, I was like the only like kid ever in any grade of school who was obsessed with
That's
Elvis.
what I'm saying. It's too far back
Oh.
for our generation. Younger than us doesn't even know who he is, right? But now this
Now
movie,
they do.
Now this movie comes out, and now Austin, his artistry, his career as acting is set because he got to personify this legendary figure, and he did it so fucking beautifully and so well. It's just crazy, like how Elvis's life can now be relevant now and be changing an artist's life now.
Yeah, there were a bunch of teenage girls walking around Graceland, and I was like, oh my god, like you've
And
been
that
like.
had to be from the movie.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
that
like-
had to be.
They said their like median age has gone. Shoom.
That's so cool.
It's really really rad to
Yeah.
be able to do that, and doing like bringing something back from the past is a hard thing to do because it's not inherently like popular. So it's like
Yeah, you can't just bank on nostalgia because a ton of us, I don't have I like it. I am aware of Elvis, obviously. You can't not be, but like I don't have a ton of
yeah.
knowledge, all the performances he did. I don't have a ton of like personal
You don't know the
awareness
dates
of
of
that.
everything like I do.
Not
of
like you,
any
bud.
significance.
Not like you, husky boy.
I'm a weirdo. When he was casted, when it was down to a few people, it was like him, Miles Teller, Robert Pattinson, Harry, and someone else or something like that. And I remember being like, it has to be Robert Pattinson. Has to be.
Mm,
And then when they picked Austin, I was like, why would you do that?
mm,
Why would you do that? God, I was so wrong.
mm.
No one else could have done that part.
That's how I felt watching it. I said I couldn't imagine any other actor playing
Nope.
this role.
Nope.
Like any. Holy shit.
And it
this is
wasn't-
Austin's role.
He looked like Elvis, but he didn't have to look exactly like him.
No.
It was him. It was like
Dude, he embodied it
him.
in like literally his physical work was what really
Also,
like blew
he's
me away.
so damn handsome.
He's always been that fucking handsome.
But
man.
like, Jesus,
I
dude.
know it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
He's a handsome man.
That's a fucking handsome man.
Yeah,
It's upsetting.
yeah, it is. It is a little bit.
Just want to hit him, you know?
Just want to wear his skin.
Just oh god.
Wait, that's where we crossed the line. The third wearing
Tequila
skin?
Comos. Try it.
See,
I'm getting it.
I'll bring you a bottle next time.
Oh, please do.
On part 2.
Okay, part 2.
Yeah.
Post tour.
Part-
when you've become a full-on drug addict.
Yeah,
and,
just come
and
back. and
asshole.
I'm an hour and a half late.
Exactly.
And I just all of a sudden have a British accent.
You do the Johnny Depp.
Yeah. It was
Your Honor.
amazing. What do you want me to say? Yeah, my British goes really Johnny Depp.
Yeah, his does too, even though he's from Kentucky.
He's from
For some reason,
Kentucky.
he sounds like he's from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
I'm just from where, you know.
Your Honor,
I'm
I was
from
born in the hills of Kentucky. My father was a moonshiner.
Is that what he said?
No. No. Oh, my buddy Mark played Johnny Depp in the Tubi. Like, I can't believe they made a movie about the
Tubi?
trial. They made a movie of the trial like a month after the trial,
out?
which is it's on Tubi. It's insane. I can't believe they did that. But my buddy Mark played Johnny Depp, and he had to do the cadence. I thought he nailed it. It was great.
It's a specific impression to do.
It is so specific.
It's very specific.
His cadence, he really.
It's just Jack Sparrow too.
It's very close.
He
to
just
Jack
turned
Sparrow.
into Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. He's
like
kind
with
of
a
just
little
become
bit
him.
less of a British accent. He's kind of British Jack Sparrow. Hair style.
Hair, the way he moves.
Yeah, it's
the
like
charm,
the
the
charm
aloofness.
for sure. How old is he? 56, 57, something like that?
Sure.
I would like to be that vibe when I'm that age.
Yeah, you're on your way.
Thank you.
How old
very
are you?
much. 30.
Did you turn 30 this year?
Yeah. 2 months ago.
Okay. See, I'm a little. Let me tell you a story right quick.
Yeah, we do like late 90s rap. Like
what,
Will Smith.
What I wanted to say was
Parents just don't understand.
What I wanted to say was I'm a little upset because you turned 30 while things were kind of flourishing. You were on the Big Time Rush tour and then
Literally when I turned 30.
and then selling out your first headlining tour, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I turned 30 during the pandemic after pitching the Ned's Declassified reboot for a few years to try and scrape some relevance in this industry for myself.
Who the hell
And them
would not?
passing on it. And I turned 30 in the pandemic, nothing happening. None of what I wanted to accomplish in my 20s had happened. And the world was shut down, and I didn't see a path towards any of it. So I turned 30, and it hit me really hard. It hit me like a kick in the nuts. But yours sounded like it was probably pretty celebratory and magical.
I've never once been like, oh my God, I'm turning 30. Like oh my God, I'm turning 30. Oh my God. But I've never been like weirdly just like never, I don't know. I feel like you're as old as you want to be.
I felt Spencer, I felt these things, okay?
I still do.
I felt
2 months into being 30.
I felt these things. I was like, I didn't get why everyone always talked about 30 in a particular way. Like, oh, it hits different. You feel different.
You sound just like them. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I never
Dad?
got, I'm like, you just age and it's fine. And it's just what you make of it. And even going into that birthday, I was like, yeah, whatever. It's all good. And then it hit. And then I started to think about my life. And I started to go, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not, factually, I am not where I want to be. And things have not gone how I wanted them to go. And that's when 30 starts to hit you. And I think it hits a lot of adults this way. Is because you go, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What is everything I thought was going to happen in my 20s? What does it all mean now that it hasn't?
Well, because like technically you're an adult in your 20s, but you're not an adult.
You're not.
And like I feel like I'm not even an adult. Also, just being in entertainment, we're
perpetually Peter Pan.
idiots.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend who's almost 50.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we
I've got
hang
full
out.
on-
Like we're just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, you want to get a drink? And like I just in living in Columbus, I would never even think it'd be weird.
Yeah, you'd be in a different.
But he's an actor, and I'm just like, he's a kid. He's more immature than me. So like,
Yeah, we're eternal children, I hope.
yeah. But just maybe like biologically, when you're at that point in life where you've lived enough life to be considered an adult, starting to be an adult, like you're just like, what is the meaning of anything? Like you start to have that question instead of just like, dumb stuff.
I get why I have seen adults have this dull deadness in the back of their eye. Life has just taken a little spirit from them. I get it now.
Yeah, all the spirit.
Enough time, enough. Not getting what you want is good, but enough of it might just break you for a while.
Yeah, and forever if you're not careful.
Yeah. Where's that tequila, bud? Where is it? Bring it.
What are you talking about? The tequila comos?
They're gonna become my sponsor now.
They might send you some.
Tell them to hit me up, dude.
Tequila comos.
Although we do record this podcast pretty often during the day in the early afternoon, so if we start drinking on this show,
shit, we're gonna go downhill real
then we're
fast.
really living the LA life.
Yeah,
We are not adults.
It was funny because you've been on my podcast,
yes,
When's Lunch, and we started doing it at like 1 or 2, and we would pour over coffees, and then we did one at like 5, and we had like a couple of drinks, and then we were like, oh, that's so
more fun.
easy.
Yeah.
So then we started scheduling them all for like 5, 6, 7, something like that.
I like it. That was a good vibe. We hung out on your balcony and watched the sunset and drank
It was
tequila.
fantastic. The only problem is when you do like 4 in a week, and you're just like,
you've been drinking all week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, it's not even the weekend yet, and I'm.
Yeah, that definitely happened during the pandemic for me. Just
Everybody,
like,
every single person.
I think most people is like, you woke up at a certain point months into the pandemic and was like, I've been drinking every day. That's probably not a lifestyle I want to continue.
Yeah, and like not just drinking, like drinking. Not just a glass of wine.
There were no rules, baby.
There were no rules.
No rules, no consequences.
Yeah, no rules, no consequences, only liquid.
So you fared pretty well during the pandemic.
I definitely was like had my super anxious depression bouts like everybody.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure you feel things and aren't a psychopath.
What are you talking about? No, but I found out who I was during the pandemic, which was huge.
What do you mean by that?
Very lucky. That's when like I had that realization of like who I wanted to be as an artist, and this is when I bought my first pair of bell bottoms.
Oh my God.
I know, it's crazy.
That was your rite of passage.
I'm not even kidding. It was a massive.
I get it.
Game changer.
No,
I bought them. I didn't wear them for like 2 weeks. I was like, because they're like,
it's a look,
because I've always wanted to have a white jumpsuit like Elvis. Like I wanted to have like that. And I've always wanted to have bell bottoms. So they're so cool as a little kid. So I bought them, and I didn't wear them for a long time. And it was when like things like opened up enough to where you could go to like Blue Bottle Coffee. And I was like, I'm going to walk to Blue Bottle. I'm wearing these. And I put them on, and I walked down the road, and I was like looking around like, what do people think of me? I'm not used to wearing that. I'm used to wearing skinny jeans. And and this guy stops me. This daddy goes, "Hey, thank you." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "For bringing those back. Thank you. You look great." And I was like, "Oh, you got to help by the way I
Yeah, you got a little strut in your step.
I did.
You started swinging those hips.
I did.
Yeah, daddy.
I started throwing that thing around.
I get it. This is beautiful because as much as we're talking about like, yeah, you have to be authentic as an artist. Being an artist is also a projection. It's also a mythos. You also like have to have this thing, and what you wear and how you dress and maybe your hair.
It makes me
rings
feel
you
like
wear.
the artist that I am.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do have to like embody it and have symbols of it. I mean, Elvis has the fucking jumpsuit. Like it's larger than life. It's a thing. So I get it. Your first pair of bell bottoms was like this like superhero putting on his cape. But it was just you
it was
squeezing those hips into that bell bottom.
Just listen to ABBA just going crazy.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. I've watched it occur over social media, and it felt authentic. It didn't feel. I was like, yeah,
Thanks.
dude,
Hell yeah.
rep your style, boy.
And also, if someone didn't think it felt authentic, I've gotten to the point where I've been like, all right, man, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want like. I don't care.
I mean, honestly, you've gotten to a point where you can sing so well, you could tell everyone to fuck off for just about everything. You know what I mean? Do you just do runs all day? Do you just sit at home?
I do a lot of runs.
Do you just sit at home and run your voice?
I run so much that my girlfriend gets really annoyed. But I'm just like, I do the same one over again. She's like, honey, I love you.
I want to die. I can't. It's a pandemic, and I'm losing my mind, Spencer.
God, if you lived with me and you heard me do my vocal warm-ups every day.
Oh, because vocal warm-ups aren't supposed to sound nice.
No. They're
not
loud
nice.
and like...
You're strengthening your voice. It sounds weird as fuck.
Sorry to the sound engineer. That was probably really...
Yeah, Jeff's bleeding from the ears now.
No,
he's fine. He's fine.
It's just chocolate.
Nah, even your bullshit singing sounds nice, Spencer.
You like that one? Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, no,
that's way too nice.
I do think you want to reach a certain point in your craft where you do feel not like you actually are going to tell people to fuck off, but where you have that confidence in you, where you're like, no, I'm real. I'm real. I'm out here. I'm not an imposter. I can fucking do this.
Well, I definitely feel that now. And it's kind of the same thing as like, as an artist, for sure, not really as an actor as much, but as an artist, as a singer, songwriter, you are, if you're not like really, really famous, you are just compared to other artists all the time.
Facts.
So mine's Shawn Mendes and Harry Styles all the time.
Yeah.
I think people have a hard time understanding like someone that they're like, why do you have on nail polish? Is it because like Shawn Mendes and Harry Styles wear nail polish? Is that why? You know what I mean?
Is that why?
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but yeah. Mostly David Bowie, but yeah.
Exactly. It's been done.
But it
Cycles,
keeps being done like over and over by different. Yeah. I don't know.
No, until you have your own. No, until you have your own
massive success.
Success. People are just gonna compare you anyways until it's like, oh no, you're like Spencer Sutherland. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people even do it even if you have massive success. Greta Van Fleet is this awesome band.
Hold on. That's a very specific case. They are an amazing band. However, they do sound
and look
and embody Led Zeppelin.
Sure. Also,
and it's impossible not to compare them.
But also, fuck yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Fuck
right?
yeah. But they are a very specific case because they.
You're right. That's a little too specific.
That's so specific. Like you aren't literally doing Harry Styles. You're doing.
I'm
your
not an
own shit.
impersonator. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're not literally doing Led Zeppelin, but goddamn, they're using the same sounds, the same tones, the same rhythm, the same singing. Like, yeah, they're doing some shit. But I love them. Don't get me wrong.
That's
big
what I'm.
Greta Van Fleet fan.
That's what I'm so like. I see a lot of like hate comments on their TikToks and stuff, and I'm like, dude, but also like they're not doing the thing that's done all the time. They're doing this like
no one's doing
that, and it's awesome. I think it's so cool.
And you're gonna see hate. Social media, man, I've gone through ups and downs with it, but really, you can't think the opinions on social media represent the majority of the opinions in real life because it's just different.
I can't take a lot of meaning from user 99Q74 saying you suck.
Yeah.
Or are you wearing a skirt or whatever they fucking say to me?
Go put on a skirt,
go put on a
boy.
flannel.
Husky boy.
Go put on a flannel, fatso.
Yeah, no, social media, man, it's not it.
No.
You have to play the game though, right? You get in there with it.
Yeah,
does it depress you or do you love it?
I do love it.
Good man.
Turns into a job sometimes, but that was a giant part of stuff connecting too. I'm sure when you're around and people are like, hi, can I get a picture or whatever it is? That's the first time. This is the first time in the last like year or so because of TikTok that people are like, hey, hi, I follow you on TikTok. Can I get a picture? I'm like, me?
It is. We are seeking validation, and it is a nice validation when someone's like, I know you, and I want to take a photo with you.
It's so cool. And
yeah, you go like, oh, I'm doing what I want to do.
If we were Brad Pitt and Jonah Depp, it'd probably get really annoying.
Oh yeah.
But we can go
at this point.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It
Happens every now and then, and you go like, I literally sometimes I'm like, cool, I'm still like, it's working. What I'm doing, like, not that I'm seeking the fame, but someone coming and saying they know your stuff and they love you is like, oh, cool, I'm in it. I'm in the game.
Yeah. It's
I'm
really,
out
really
here.
cool. I'm still at the stage where it's like I like smile. I'm like, yeah.
You
let's
get
take a
over
picture.
here.
Can I have one with you too?
Well, it's not gonna be for long. The trajectory's only gonna keep going up, my friend.
Thanks, dude. I
Yeah.
also stick out like a sore thumb, so
That's true.
like 6'3".
That's true. You're tall and you dress the way you dress.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
I love it.
You
but
dress
yes, you
the
you
way
don't-
you dress is so true.
yes, you dress in a way that stands out. You're not blending in.
Yeah.
You're not blending in bell bottoms and like
No.
a tight shirt, you know?
Yeah. I went home to Ohio a couple weeks ago.
Oh, now there you're really gonna
I
stand
looked like
out, bud.
like a clown with face paint. I walked into my brother's house. He's like, "Whoa, those pants are something,"
Yeah,
because they're not light wash jeans, or
yeah, we live in our LA.
I know,
bubble.
dude. I know. You are very much reminded when you're on tour.
Oh, I bet.
If even in like, I mean, you're cool in New York, kind of Chicago,
Yeah.
but as soon as you go to like anywhere else, literally anywhere else.
Yeah, and you have your nails painted as a man.
Oh, jeez.
Looks, baby.
Yeah. Lot of looks.
Lot of looks.
Lot of looks. If you're in Texas and you get out and that,
Yeah, it's all right.
yeah.
It's all right.
Oh,
We're breaking gender norms, baby.
Somebody's got to
Life's
do it,
whatever
and I'm the
you
only
want
one.
it to
No.
be. I remember.
I like the
I remember
movement.
driving back from Burning Man one time. I was like, I hadn't showered in 10 days. I was covered in dust. I was wearing something strange. My nails were painted. I got a flat tire. We had to go to like this tire shop in the middle of rural California, which is not a progressive place. And I remember I was like nervous about whatever mechanics I was going to be dealing with and their looks. And I definitely got looks, but I didn't get the judgment or like hate that I was afraid of. It was kind of a nice surprise. Like they were looking, they found it I think they were more amused, and then they were totally cool with me. It was a nice surprise.
I've got to be honest and agree with you, because I do want to say that from what I was joking around about earlier. I do get a lot of looks, but I don't get like,
Hate.
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I've gotten a couple things, and it's usually by a college dude in a snapback.
Yes.
It's
Who's
never-
dealing with his own
Yeah.
insecurities and
Yeah.
feeling irrelevant and feeling like he needs to be cool. Yeah.
And it's at a show where, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that has happened before. But yeah, I don't really get hate. It's just that, like, oh, this new thing blew into town. I've never seen, like,
Yes.
I've never seen painted nails. Also, like, you haven't showered, like your hair is probably crazy. Like,
Yes.
this is interesting. Oh,
Yeah, this is weird. This is not the norm. And then you
Yeah,
expect,
it's not hate.
You expect that to be met with hate, which sometimes it is. But honestly, in my experience,
mostly not.
mostly not.
Yeah.
Some looks for sure, some weirdness for sure, but some I don't know, curiosity at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I think and
Amusement.
I think some of the, like, this, speaking of America, like, some of the South gets a bad rap because New Orleans and Memphis and all those places rock.
Yeah.
The people are the best.
Yeah.
There's shitty people everywhere, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's truth.
yeah, super cool people. And when somebody at a restaurant, a woman calls me honey, I melt.
You love that?
I love.
What can I get you, honey?
Oh, dude.
Say,
I mean, like,
take me home.
I'll give
Tuck
you.
me into bed.
What can I give you?
Give me a kiss on the forehead.
Oh, jeez. I mean, that's how it makes me feel. Just like, it makes me feel so like, it's
Well,
like a massage.
Well, honey,
Yeah, oh, if it's a well, honey, or like, what can I get y'all?
this is
Yeah.
now we know. You hear that at home? Now you know
Talk to me.
how to make Spencer melt.
Call me honey.
And now I know how to make you melt. A little bit of tequila. Call you honey.
Just tequila?
Compliment your bell bottoms.
Yeah.
And we're going places, baby.
Yeah, we're going everywhere, baby.
Okay, hey, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a darn pleasure, my friend.
Don't say it.
Thanks for coming on. That's it, baby. Actually, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up with some essentials, okay? We're gonna fire them off as quick as you want. Essentials list. You've kind of gone over it, but just reiterate. Top 3 musical artists.
Elvis Presley, Bruno Mars, Queen.
Okay. Essential movies for Spencer Sutherland.
Spencer or Spencer?
Whichever you prefer, baby.
Because Spencer's I'm not allowed to say.
Okay.
But I will say Spencer's.
Go on.
Back to the Future.
Love it.
The Goonies.
Love it.
There are so many. I'm going to have to go to Jailhouse Rock. It's an Elvis movie.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen Jailhouse Rock. I have seen Goonies and Back to the Future, obviously.
And then Ferris Bueller's it right there.
Okay, there's 4.
Yeah.
Essential heroes, non-musical.
Yeah, good to say that.
3 non-musical.
My dad.
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas Cage.
What an answer.
And Oprah.
All right. I could have seen your dad coming. Didn't see those last 2 coming at all. We could expand on these, but there's not enough time. That's for part 2.
Steve Harvey also.
Holy shit. Okay, you just keep. Okay.
Sorry, I love him.
Man, like, these are great people, but I did not. Nicolas Cage, Oprah, Steve Harvey. Okay. I have so many questions, but I'm going to save them. Wow, my mind is reeling. Okay, 3. Nicolas Cage, Oprah, Steve Harvey.
That'd be a hell of a dinner too.
I'm just sitting there. What a dinner! Yeah, honestly, I would pay to just serve at that dinner. Okay. What 3 essential television shows?
Might come off as a little basic here.
No, be basic.
The Office.
Yep.
Seinfeld.
Yep.
Stranger Things.
Amazing.
Obsessed.
Okay, and lastly, 3 essential parts of your routine for your own well-being.
The gym.
Absolutely.
For sure. Vocal warm-ups.
Facts.
For sure.
Yep.
And an egg white omelet every morning.
Egg whites, you take out the yolk?
Not all the time.
Don't be scared. There's nutrients in there.
Sometimes I do 5 whole eggs.
Good man.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
You on the grind. All right, Spencer. Well, you're a legend. I can't wait to see what happens for you. I can't wait to hear how this tour goes.
Thanks, dude.
It's the first of many. Can't wait for the album. What's the you got a name?
I have all that. Haven't announced it yet.
Perfect. Let's
but
save it.
But the tour is the In His Mania tour, and we're out March and April. Probably somewhere near you. It's in every major city. You're coming to the LA show.
Okay,
You have to come.
I'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Do you know what day it is?
April 27th at the Belasco.
Oh, I love the Belasco.
So cool. There.
Yeah, cool place. Cool.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
And you're so talented, and you're just such a good dude. And
Thanks, man.
And this is super cool, and I'm just glad to be your friend.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good luck with everything. God bless. Everyone listen to his music. It's the real deal.
God bless everybody, and remember, drink tequila Comos.
Yes, it's our unofficial sponsor of the podcast. Let's go drink some.
And scene.
Perfect.
Thanks for listening to that Onomy podcast. Onomy is a creator-led educational platform that teaches you the things you wished you learned in school so you can thrive in adulthood. Onomy lessons are completely free and they're taught by some of your favorite creators from around the internet. Head to onomy.co to start learning about things like budgeting, investing, taxes, how to thrive in your relationships, how to find your dream job, and so much more. That's onomy.co, onomy.co. See you there.